Hey guys, Got Level here, and Pixio did it again. This is the second monitor that I'm reviewing from them, and I'm just left speechless. I guess because they're a new company, they're trying to push what is achievable with a good price to value ratio. And this will all make sense in a second. Now, let's talk about what is in the box. You're gonna find a monitor, you're gonna find a display port, you're gonna find two legs for your monitor stand, you're gonna find the stand itself, and then the adapter, like the wall plug to plug it in, which they actually sent me the wrong one. I am in Europe, so this won't work, but I have an adapter, so it's fine. So after unboxing everything, we revealed the matte screen 24-inch monitor. The assembly is super simple. You just take the two legs, stack them on top of each other, and then use the 5 screws that are provided to basically mount them. And that's it. That's pretty much all of the screwing that you're gonna have to do. So you'll notice the universal VESA mounting spots on the back, but for this assembly, all you have to do is just slide it in until you hear that click. Satisfying. Taking a look at the connections that we have, we will see 2 HDMI, 1 DisplayPort, 1 headphone, and then the power. When it comes to the design, I don't have much to say. You can tell that they marketed towards gamers, and then they really thought of gamers when they were making it. I really love the look of it. The slick back matte will just go perfectly on any setup. So at the back of the monitor, over to the right, you're gonna have a little joystick to control it. You can open up the menu, and then you have like some quick settings that you can access with it. Just like the previous monitor I reviewed from them, their stands are always so good. You can tilt, you can swivel, you can actually rotate the whole screen if you want it in portrait mode, and you can adjust the height, which I will show a little bit later. It is impressive. Like the hardware doesn't have to be that good, but it just is. So that was my EU adapter, and I'm mostly going to be using it with a laptop, but also with a tablet because that's what this particular setup is for. I was testing the colors here, and I was just testing the monitor in general, and I was pretty surprised. It is a matte finish, so you're not gonna have any screen glare issues, but both the contrast and the colors were pretty impressive for a monitor like this. Of course, as we're gonna see, there is a bunch of presets that you can use to basically change the image. You can adjust it yourself with your own custom user preset, but on top of that, there are 3 main user presets, meaning that if you use this monitor for 3 different types of activities, you can actually save every single setting for all 3 of them and just switch in between the users. Let's say you play video games and then you watch movies and then you do, I don't know, photo editing or maybe video editing. You can configure the entire monitor to adapt to all 3 of those activities. And then there's gamer focus options such as putting a crosshair into the screen, which is pretty cool. If you're playing a game with like bad visibility when it comes to your crosshair, you can have it on your screen. So this is the full menu once you open it. And as you can see, this monitor has a bunch of features such as HDR, it has overdrive, it has a FreeSync, and things that you can turn on and off and really customize it, you know? So I just had to plug it temporarily to my main setup. And behind it is actually another Pixio monitor. Right in front of you here, you're gonna see me set it to the maximum refresh rate of this specific monitor, and it is, yes, 165 Hertz. Your eyes do not deceive you, 165 Hertz, which is kind of wild when you think of it, and it's gonna be even wilder when you see the price. So here I'm testing out the color, basically distortion when you're looking at from a certain angle. It has fast IPS technology, so it's gonna look even better than other traditional 1080p monitors. We could clearly see that there was no distortion, there was no discoloration when you look at it from any angle really. So this is basically me testing it with a couple of Steam games. I played Just Cause 2, this is me running the benchmark in Mortal Kombat 10. I basically threw whatever I had at it, but mostly I was looking for something that could actually run at 165 FPS to really see if I could feel the difference. And honestly, I don't feel the difference between 144, which is what my main monitor is, but between 60 FPS and 165, you definitely feel a huge difference, and it's just amazing for gaming. So here's the rotation that I was talking about. Look how easy it is. You want your screen to be in portrait mode? Boom. Just like that. And of course, you can still tilt it and swivel it while it's in this configuration, which is so cool. That took me a while to realize is that you can actually adjust the height on the stand. Like, this stand is so amazing. I feel like every single monitor should have this stand, especially for their price. And we're gonna come up to the price right now. This monitor ships for $159, meaning that technically you are paying less than $1 per hertz. And that's kind of a wild price just for an LED monitor that's also 165 hertz. Pixio is definitely being very competitive here. There's more good technical stuff about this monitor, and I definitely encourage you to go look it up. There will be a link in the description. But I'm giving you this review from my perspective for the things that matter to me as someone who plays games and obviously edits videos and also loves to watch content. So I'm definitely not saying that this is the best monitor in the world, but I'm saying for this price, it might be, first of all, but also for someone who's building a setup. Let's say that you already have one monitor, that's your main monitor. It might be a 4K monitor or something like that, and you want to start adding more. You're at the point where you're like, I need more monitors, or you're building a setup from scratch and you know that it's going to be multiple monitors for the price of 2. Now I know I tend to be very positive during my reviews. Pixio definitely sent me that monitor, so I didn't have to pay for it. The truth is, I actually wish I knew about this monitor before I bought my main monitor because, well, it's way cheaper. But I'm giving you as much as possible my unbiased opinion. So there's a couple of things that I actually don't like about the monitor. There's not much. I do not like the clearance between the ports and the bottom of the monitor. Although the stand is really cool and has like a thing to pass your cable, I feel like the distance is too short. And if you have a stiff like HDMI cable, which is what I'm gonna be using it with, the cable is gonna inevitably just sag and basically show up underneath. I don't like that there's no USB-C port. I was a little resistant to USB-C displays before, but now that I'm getting more and more devices that connect through USB-C and nothing else, I would like to see every monitor basically have USB-C compatibility. The brightness, it could definitely be a little brighter. I think it's 300 nits, which is absolutely fair. Especially one thing about the brightness is that even when it's at max, it never saturates the image. It doesn't get the image completely blown out, which is something that I love about it, but it could definitely be a little brighter. I feel like the colors would be probably more punchier in a way. So slightly brighter in case I want to open up a window and still work on it would be great. Immediately back to the positive, this monitor is actually compatible with consoles. Through the HDMI port, you can have up to 165 hertz. Of course, the consoles that we know, old gen is gonna have like 60 hertz max, and new gen is actually gonna go up to 120 hertz. That's just the console limitations. If there's ever a new console that comes out that can go up to 165 hertz, just know that the cables, the ports, they support that. Anyways, my opinions are mostly positive about this monitor. I feel like for anyone building a setup, especially one with multiple screens, this is a great pick. I might even get another one just to have like a full setup over there. If you already have a main monitor and you're looking to buy, additional monitors, get 2 of those and then boom, you have your 3 monitor setup basically. The back mount is universal, so it's probably gonna fit any arm that you already have. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say about this monitor. Shout out to Pixio for sending it. I'm disappointed there was no satisfying peel, but hey, if we have to do that to protect the environment, I'm all for it. As I said, link will be in the description so you can look it up, look up all the specs and all of that. And hopefully I get to review more stuff from them because it's pretty impressive so far. And I'll see you later. Thanks for watching. Go out there, make me proud, get level, out.